So the first thing to address the spiritual sphere to help with the depression is to figure out who you are, what you want, and what you want in your life. Because if you know who you are, if you know what you want, this sort of clarity in your life will make you feel better. It's just something that's not talked about a lot in psychology, I believe, or in therapy, but if you figure out your purpose, you figure out what you want, which is what a lot of life coaches can help you with, this will inherently help your depression. You have clarity of purpose, you know what to do, therefore you feel better, you feel more fulfillment in your life. It's as simple as that. Which leads me to my second point, which is logotherapy. Logotherapy is a therapy coined by Viktor Frankl, the author of the book Man's Search for Meaning, where he was going through the concentration camps in World War II from Hitler, the Nazi concentration camps, and he found that he could find happiness and survive despite the atrocities of being a concentration camp survivor by finding purpose in his life. By finding purpose to survive, so he could see his wife, for example. Finding this purpose was the root thing that helped him to overcome his despair, depression, and I believe that it's incredibly powerful, and I don't think logotherapy is even touched upon. I think in academic circles, I don't think it's even talked about at all, because logotherapy, I believe, is not purely scientific, but it borders in sort of my goal go towards the spiritual realm, and because it's really existential in nature, it's not really sort of a scientific, sort of hard scientific sort of therapy, which is why I think it's not really regarded as much. But finding your purpose has been proven to help depression in logotherapy. Therefore, it's something you might consider. So I recommend the book Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl if you want to learn more. The third tip I have for you to deal with the spiritual sphere of depression is to learn to be present to the moment and to be more what I call process-oriented. Now, my feet are getting super numb. I've been standing for 2 hours. Anyways, so this concept of being more present to the moment that can help your depression is taken from Eckhart Tolle's book, The Power of Now, where this is an anecdotal experience, so this is just anecdotal, but what helped him to cure his depression, Eckhart Tolle, was suicidally depressed, severely depressed, and basically he enlightened to the present moment. That's what helped him cure his depression. And it's fascinating how, if you understand, if you learn to be more present to the moment, not focus on the future or the past, but focus intensely on the now, how that can help you feel better, just more grounded, more in touch with your emotions. That's just something that really helps. And what the book teaches you as well to help you be more present is to be aware of the monkey mind that they call, or the mental chatter in your mind that you can call your ego mind, whatever you want to call it, and learn to distantiate yourself and have sort of be able to step back and be, oh, okay, my mind is telling me I'm not enough. Okay, that's just my mind, whatever. And you continue on, you learn sort of have distance on yourself, which I think is key to spiritual practice, is sort of have this able to view yourself in a certain way, in the third person perspective. I'm not going to go super deep into that here, but you can definitely check the book if you want to learn more into becoming more present. Which leads me to my next point to deal with the spiritual sphere, and it is to do meditation. Meditation, as I've said, has been proven to help with anxiety, depression in certain clinical studies, and it's incredibly powerful what it can do. It's really taking Eckhart Tolle's concept of being present in the moment and applying it, within a specific practice. So this is something you can actually quantify and measure in your life. So how much meditation you do probably will determine how much better you feel, how more present you feel, how less depressed you feel. So that's something you can actually do, practically speaking, in your life to improve it. So, for example, I do 20 to 30 minutes a day, or every other day. That's pretty much what I do, and it's going to help you a ton. So the fifth thing that I recommend is to practice forgiveness. Forgiveness for the people who've hurt you. Practice sort of gratitude, forgiveness for, the negative things that happen in your life. Because realize that the people who've hurt you in the past, maybe your parents, maybe a bully or someone toxic, they were just hurt in the past and they just don't know any better, and they're sort of, they were in a low state in their life, so they decided to hurt you. Maybe the world isn't fair to you because that's just how the world was at the time. And it's just, the world is impersonal. The world isn't out there to get you. It's just a force of nature, like how a snake will bite, how a venomous snake will bite you if he sees you. It's not that the snake is evil, it's just in its nature to bite you. Same with the world. The world isn't out there to get you, it's just in its nature to not necessarily be fair. And some people were just messed up in the head. They're not out there to get you specifically. Well, maybe they are, but that's another story. But yes, even if they were out there to get you, it's not personal, in a sense that they're just doing it because they don't know any better. And maybe that can help you sort of have a perspective as to understand, what? He just doesn't know any better, and maybe he's dumb, but we're all dumb in some way, shape, or form, so I forgive him. And can you sincerely practice that? Can you do that? I know that might sound a bit far-fetched, but if you're really hurt inside, but try to consider that the people who've hurt you in the past don't hurt you because they want to, but because they don't have a choice and it's not intentional. So maybe consider that. And definitely the best step probably to develop your spiritual sphere is to develop your connection with the world. You can call it God, the universe, absolute infinity, but I don't like using these words, as these tend to be trigger words that people don't like. And it sort of steers them away because they think of religion and they don't like religion. But just sort of a connection with the world, connection with others, connection with something greater than yourself, whatever you believe in. And something like a walk in nature can do that, for example, or just sort of reading, inspiring books, watching like an inspiring movie. Those are sort of like help you connect to things greater than yourself. You connect with humanity as a whole. In a strange way, when I shoot these videos, for example, I feel like I'm connecting not just, with the concepts I'm talking about, but I'm connecting with you. I'm connecting with the grander world that is reality itself. Connecting in a sense that, the words that I say have an impact not only on you, but on everyone who will watch it. It has an impact on the world. And I feel like this sort of connection in a way when I do that. So find these activities that help you connect with something greater than yourself. I think that's sort of a simpler way of putting it. And the last tip to help develop your spiritual sphere is looking into mystical experiences and potentially psychedelics. Now, definitely consult with a doctor. I don't promote the use of illicit drugs, again, as I've said 10 times. But for example, ayahuasca, I don't know how you pronounce it. It's something you can do legally if you go to Peru. You talk to a shaman and they guide you through the process of this psychedelic experience. Has been proven to be incredibly restorative, helpful in terms of dealing with trauma and all that. Or doing psychedelics like psilocybin mushrooms I've talked about. So these can really help you connect with something deeper than yourself. And as I've said, people report amazing benefits from these.